Well, hello folks, I'm back on the plot, and as you can see it's a lovely day for gardening. I'm not sure how much I'll get done. I'm going to get the kettle on first though, because I've got something to say in the shed. See you in a bit.
Dave at the allotment. Dave, what are you after this afternoon?
Hello, and welcome to Dave's allotment.
Still cracking on at the allotment? Get the kettle on.
It's a lovely day.
It's Dave at the allotment. See you in a bit.
See you, Jimmy. Right, cuppa's made. Cheers. Yeah, I'm a little bit later on the plot today than I usually am, because I went this morning to the Newcastle Cenotaph to watch the Remembrance Day service. As you all know, today is Remembrance Day, lest we forget and all that. There was hundreds of people in Newcastle. It was amazing. What a turnout. 100 years to commemorate the First World War. It was emotional, like, you know, when you were there, and especially when they played the last post and you were actually watching it, and it made you think, you know, all the thoughts going through your head of what it all means, you know. It's quite sad. I'm wearing my poppy, as you can see. I've got two there. Well, I did have, there's the other one. I've seen a lot of people complaining that you're wearing the poppy the wrong way. People are, you know, it's been in the paper, even in the newspapers. People, oh, you're wearing the poppy the wrong way. Well, it doesn't matter which way you wear it. At the end of the day, just wear it with pride, you know, lest we forget and all that kind of thing. I was looking on Facebook, someone had posted this poem. I've wrote it down. I'm gonna I'll be reciting that poem later on, because one of the jobs I want to do, which coincide I can't even say that word, which is part of this Remembrance Day. I'm going to have a bonfire, a beacon of light, because all over England or wherever in the world, people are having bonfires to symbolise, like, a beacon of light for 100 years of remembrance. So I'll be doing that later on. There isn't much gardening I can do because it's chucking down the rain. Typical. Well, it was quite, you know, quite nice this morning. It was nice for the service. I comes to the allotment and it starts chucking down. There is a couple of things I can do in the greenhouse though. So after my cuppa, and I'm going to try and get some dry firewood. I'll take it in the greenhouse. I'll catch you in a bit. Well, the rain's never stopped since I got here, but there is a little job I can do in the greenhouse. I was here the other day anyway. I did manage to do a little bit tidying up just around the two edges of the greenhouses at the back there, getting rid of a few brambles. As you can see, they're all stacked up. I have checked just in case there is a hedgehog hibernating. There isn't, so I will be making a fire come rain or shine. Anyway, the other day I was up as well. I chopped back all the dahlias and I dug out the combs, and here they are, dried out. Well, drying out, should I say. They're dry out now, like. But this is the best way to do it. You need to get every single bit of soil off. And I haven't got my secateurs, so these scissors I'll have to do. Yeah, like I say, get the old jet wash on and get rid of every single bit of soil, or as much as you can, because honest, it'll just, the soil will rot it'll rot them. And you just, all you do as well, see all the little hairs, cut them off. Give them a good little haircut for the winter. All the little roots. So I'll be getting on with that. That's a job. And as you can see as well, I put this bench here the other day. I cleared out because the peppers are finished now. These, I'm going to pull these up today because they've had it. These are habaneros. Woohoo, look at that. A habanero. And these ones, which I thought were Scotch bonnet, are called patio sizzle. So I'll be stripping all them and all that kind of thing. I put this bench here because I've been busy here as well. As you can see, I've been taking up these scaffolding boards because there's a nice little brick path that goes all the way under the shed. By the way, it was a nightmare. In fact, round about here, if I dug down, it goes down about 2 foot. There must have been a sunken garden here during the Victorian times. Anyway, I'm going to take these up and hopefully get some more wood chips and just wood chip this area because it's alright. See how that path comes up. Anyway, I might give it a bit of a varnish, make it look nice. Anyway, so today I'll be just getting rid of the peppers, sorting all them out, giving these dahlias a bit of a haircut, and getting that fire on the go, lest we forget. Right, so it looks like the rain stopped for a bit. I've been busy in the greenhouse here. I've given the dahlias a bit of a haircut. Now they'll be put in the shed. I'll put some newspaper over them and I'll leave them till next year when they get planted again. Awesome. There's the chilies. I've got quite a selection there. Thai chilies, habanero, cayenne, patio sizzle and all that kind of thing. There's some Thai chilies there as well, bloody hot. So like I say, it's stopped raining now, so before I do leave the greenhouse, look, some sweet peas are planted. Now these were the ones that off my own flowers. I saved the seed from last year and they started growing again. So is the garlic from Sean, the Provence white, that's coming up now, needs to go out. And so does the ones off Dean, the Cristo white needs to go out as well. I'll just quickly show you what's going on while it's still light. Annie's rose is still blooming. There she is, little girl. I was here the other day. As you can see, it's a little bit tidy around here. I got rid of all of the brambles that were grown down the side of the greenhouse and on the inside of the greenhouse, along with all the bindweed, which is just a nightmare. There's me car boot cold frame. Next job is getting in here. Look at that. It's a jungle. It's a jungle in there. Rough in the jungle, in the jungle, in the jungle, in the jungle, rough. Who sang that? Hey. Right, enough of that. I've been storing these. Like I say, I'm not going to use them as flooring because I need to make a new leek trench or something with them. So tidy around here. I've just been chopping a bit of the herbs back there for the winter. And all of this bit is tidy around here. There's my compost bin. Just put the pepper remnants in there, so that's all good. This ground's soaking wet. I haven't been able to do much on the ground since the last video. I have managed to get another row of the garlic out and there's a little space there for to put the rest. The turnips have went all woody now, so they're finished. These leeks are doing alright still. They're just starting to get a little bit rust. But what do you expect? It's this time of year. Them giant cabbages, I'm just going to leave them, see if they go to seed, I'll get some seeds for next year, maybes, who knows. Right, so I've been chopping a few bits of firewood. That I don't know what to do with that. I'm just going to leave it. The Pacific giant squash. I think I'll just leave it for seed or something. I don't know. Any suggestions? Has anybody got any suggestions what I should do with that Pacific giant squash? Thank you very much. Leave a comment below. Cheers. So, like I said earlier, I've checked underneath. There's no hedgehogs. So I will be commencing to have a fire here for Remembrance Day and the beacon of light. It's starting to get dark now. There's no break in the clouds, so while it is still dry-ish, I think I'll get this fire on. But first, get the kettle on. Right, cuppa number 2. The sun's there, it's trying to get out, but it's a bit dark now. It's getting dark, I should say. It's coming up to 3:30, so before it does get too dark, and before I get the fire on, while I finish my cuppa there, I want to read this poem out. I heard it, someone had shared it on Facebook. I heard it last year as well. It's by a bloke who goes under the name of the Yorkshire Prose. It's obviously a song. It's a poem about Remembrance Day. So I'll try and read it. I'm no poem reciter. So let's see how far I get before I get a lump in my throat as well, because it is quite a powerful little bit of writing. So here we go. The poem is called Remember. We've a lot to be proud of in our great nation, from language and history to science and education. But what puts great in Britain for me is the folk that live here, like me and thee. A tiny island nation stuck in the North Atlantic, we punch above our weight as though we are gigantic. And the reason we've been at top for some time is them that served the country and made sacrifice. The soldiers, the sailors, the airmen and all. Millions over the years have answered the call to say goodbye to fathers and mothers and serve alongside new sisters and brothers. They shave your head and send you to sea. They give you a rifle and dress you up like a tree. That's been the way for many generations. I'd love to say why, it's naught but imagination. But for many it's not, it's as real as can be, for them that fought for us to be free. I'm lucky to have known many a great man that served in the Falklands, Iraq and Afghan. I've always been prouder to have them as mates, knowing that what they gave cannot be replaced. And I'm not just talking of them with us today. There is many that fought and we lost on the way. We have this time at the start of November, we set aside every year for us to remember them that fought in countries in wars and laid down their lives so we could live ours. Too many have given that great sacrifice, too many had paid the ultimate price, but many of them that still remain will gather in London for remembrance parades. As tales are shared with laughter and tears, and crowds turn out to remember every year. I get a lump in my throat and a feeling of awe, watching the great generation that fought in the war. Seeing blokes in their 90s that can barely walk, but on Remembrance Sunday they get up and march. Chins high and proud and chests puffed out, with a row full of medals, dressed immaculately smart. The whole nation drops silent as the posts ring true. We remember the fallen and give thanks to them too. Aussies and Kiwis and Yanks and Fijians, Canadians, Gurkhas, lads from the Caribbean, Indians and Africans, the list goes on. They all give their lives, doesn't matter where they're from. We wear a poppy and we wear it with pride, as a symbol of remembrance for those that died. When the parade's done and dusted and the wreaths are laid, I know for myself the memories don't fade. I'm forever grateful to women and men who chose to serve others instead of themselves. And I promise you something I will never forget. So I take off my cap and say to my son, at the going down of sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget, folks. Right folks, that's it for the day. It's getting dark now, so I'll sign off before I can't say anything. I'm just going to let the fire burn down and go home basically. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and liking and commenting and all that kind of thing, because it's all good. Thank you very much. See you on the next one folks. I'll leave you with a little view of the fire for now. Bye now. Take care, lest we forget. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.